Here with player manager Ben Greenhalgh at Winchesfield after the Kent Senior Cup versus Herne Bay. Ben, disappointing evening?
Yeah, it's disappointing. We made 7 changes because we've been on a good run. We've done 3 in a row and a positive run in the league. We said won 5 out of 7, got a draw in there as well. So points have been very positive in the league, but just disappointing that we didn't capitalise on tonight. I felt like we had a bit of energy. I felt like there were similar performance levels to the previous round in the Kent Cup against Ramsgate, but less clinical and a bit more naive in our defensive area. So we have to brush it under the cover, but at the same time we've got to look at the mistakes and we've got to confront the situations. We've got to make sure that we don't do that again. So it's one of them. Maybe there was too many changes, but we needed players to up their fitness and we needed players to sort of save their legs a little bit. It's been a very busy period. I think it's our 22nd game and we're still in October. So the negative is we're at the Kent Cup. We didn't want to do that, but obviously there's positives that we got players' minutes and fitness up.
Absolutely. I think obviously we missed our chance with the penalty miss, but also I think Herne Bay probably done a little bit of homework on us tonight as well.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to them, they've capitalised on those 3 chances and took them well. We probably had similar chances and didn't take them as well. And there were certain moments in the game where we might have been able to swing it back our way, like we're saying with the penalty. And it just didn't happen. But that's one of them. I thought Ben created the penalty brilliantly and warranted that himself. So, and it was a good strike. It was just a good save from the keeper.
Absolutely. You mentioned squad changes, team changes. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Yeah, look, I mean, just sort of said in there in the change room, I was slightly disappointed that we've seen a couple of players go who were players that we signed at the start of the season. And don't get me wrong, I think we've been fair to them. I think we've given them as much game time as we can. Certain players just want to go and play 90 minutes week in, week out. And the harsh reality here is I think we're honest with it. I think if you're performing, you play your 90 minutes. And I just said, we talk about Jordan. Obviously Jordan created a few chances and I could have scored a few chances, but he gave me a phone call after 10 games of sitting on the bench. And he said, look, what's the situation? And we gave him opportunities, come in and scored 4 goals in the 5 games that he did. So they're the sort of players that we want around, that are committed to the club. And I just said, look, if we want to have a good season, we've got to stick together. None of this every now and then being subbed off and things and it causing issues, because we've got to be a group. And there's probably the biggest one is Rhys Hobbs has travelled to every single game, been on the bench numerous amount of times, and he's come in today and hasn't put a foot wrong. So I feel like we've let him down, letting those 3 goals in, and that's just something we've got to carry each other a little bit better. But he's someone that's a perfect example who clearly wants to play for the club, and if we want to have a successful season, which I believe we can and will, we need the right people around and everybody fighting for each other.
Absolutely. Tensions turn to Saturday now, back in league action, Broadbridge Heath away. What's the thoughts going into that one?
They're very at home. They're a very physical team. We've done our research on them and we know what they're going to offer, and it's going to be a tough battle. And a lot of people said to me before coming into this league, they said, look, watch out for Broadbridge Heath away. So it's going to be a bit of a curveball. So we're going to need to go there and be efficient and be solid. And look, we have been. I know we haven't been tonight. Not blaming the changes. I think there was a slight level of complacency, which does disappoint me because we didn't take this cup negatively at all. However, we need to make sure that we work hard together on Thursday night and we put in that effort on Saturday, and we go for 4 league wins in a row.
Absolutely. Thanks, Ben.
Cheers, Dan.